Welcome, NJSSL fan base. This is the official NJSSL pregame show. I'm your host, Reg. With me, we have two of the NJSSL's hottest players. Unfortunately, both sidelined for possibly the season, but we'll see what happens as the season continues. But I have with me the captain of the Toronto Raptors, Abbas Haider, and I also have with me the captain of the San Antonio Spurs, Shahrukh Naqvi. As you can tell, Shahrukh is still very much reeling from his injuries. Abbas, looking better. Guys, how are you doing tonight? Shahrukh, you go first.
I'm doing good, man. Just chilling, got one arm in use and it's my non-dominant hand, so that sucks, but we're good. Everything's fine.
Nice. Dude, I don't know why, but you look more jacked. Like, how's that even possible?
Do I? I've been just pounding cookies.
It's definitely those high protein cookies.
Oh yeah.
It's good to be here, Reg. Excited to finally be a part of your hot takes.
Yeah, man, we got a lot to cover today. So, I say let's just get to it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, first and foremost, let's is there a way to share the screen at all or no?
Do you have something open? You might be able to do it.
Oh, actually, yeah. I mean, I do, but it's going to be too complicated. So I'm just going to read out the standings from the WhatsApp group. That'll probably be the easiest way to do it. But as we all know, first place right now, the Blazers. Who the heck would have thought that at the beginning of the season? Not me, I can tell you that. But they definitely surprised us all. Then in second, we got the Toronto Raptors, which we all knew was going to be a top contender. The Miami Heat, again, took me a little bit by surprise, but they definitely do have a lot of top players, so they're in third place. Those are the only teams above 500. Keep that in mind. Then in fourth, fifth, and sixth, we have a three-way tie between the Sixers, who are technically in fourth, the Kings in fifth, and the Spurs in sixth, all at 3-3. The Clippers at 2 and 4 are in seventh. The Magic and Bucks also 2 and 4 are 8 and 9, and the Hornets struggling at 10. So with that, let's why don't you guys tell me what surprises you about the standings as they are? Abbas, start up.
Yeah, let's go. So a couple of standouts. Bucks. I know there was a lot of ageism that happened at the beginning of the season. And one of the main bullies is right here.
Whoa!
But
it's not about me or him.
Not me.
Too much. But here's the thing. That team, as much as we joked about them, they're full of basketball vets. Mm-hmm. They know how to move, how to play. I'm just shocked that they're that far below and in the rankings. I would have definitely thought they would have made the playoffs. So they're number one surprise team. Number two surprise team, and I don't know if, it hurts me to say this because half of this team is my ex-team. The Miami Heat, I didn't think they were going to be this good. Especially being the team that gave Hornets their only win, and also the team that gave the Blazers their only loss. They've been in 3 overtime. What is this gritty Miami Heat? I would have never thought they were this good. They were going to be this gritty. So kudos to those guys. So those are my two teams that surprised me.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same, wavelength as you. Two of the teams, I'm going to say another one that's kind of different. The Heat surprised me. But another team that surprised me that's not doing so hot are the Clippers. Because on paper, man, I think them and the Blazers have the best team, right? Obviously the Raptors too. And when I was healthy, the Spurs. But I feel like the Clips, man, that starting five is the best in our league. So they really surprised me. I feel like I don't know what's going on. A couple of weeks, they seem like they're getting it together and meshing and all that. But yeah, the Heat, how well they're playing, that surprised me. And the Clips, how unfortunately bad they're playing, that kind of caught me off guard. I was not expecting that with Russ on Saad,
I will say the Clippers definitely started off very rocky, and I think that they didn't have a lot of chemistry besides Razan Saad, right? And so I think that's kind of what led to them starting off so rocky. But now that they've won 2 games in a row, I think that they're going to continue to keep winning. They're definitely going to make the playoffs. I don't know, man. I still think the Heat being 4-2 and the Blazers being 5-1, who could have? I don't know. There's no way you guys possibly imagined those teams were going to be that good. I mean, the Blazers definitely with Farhan and Adil, at the helm, are definitely like a decent team.
The thing with Blazers is that they had a lot of unknown guys. Like, I had no idea how to
Yeah.
play football like that. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Dude.
Maybe I knew from football, but like he was injured all season. I was actually tempted to pick him up, but he told me his ankle was messed up, so I was like,
yeah,
I'm gonna risk it. But these three guys, like each one of them could be the sixth man of the year.
Oh,
each one
100%, dude.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think the Blazers there was a lot of unknowns when that team was put together.
That's true. Nah, that's definitely a good point. With that in mind, who do you think, if I'm not mistaken, it's top 8 out of the 10 will advance to the playoffs. So which two teams are you guys calling it that are going to miss the cut?
Want me to go, boss?
Yeah, go first.
They're already on top of my head.
He knows.
Before I say this, I just want to say, I love everybody in the league, but I'm just trying to be as objective as possible. All right. I don't think the Hornets are making it. I love the Bucks. I know I was, roasting and doing all the, it was all good fun. Want to get that out there. I don't mean any malicious intent. All right. I don't think you guys are making the playoffs. I don't think the Bucks are making the playoffs as well. I think the Bucks and the Hornets, you guys just fell short. I don't know.
Here's my question: who are the Hornets playing the next 3 games?
I can pull it up for you.
Yeah, we might need.
If you guys know, I don't know.
We might need to schedule up. Yeah.
Yeah, because
but why do you ask? Why do you ask?
The reason why I ask is because sources are telling me some key players from some key teams are going to be away. And dependent on that, I feel like maybe the Hornets can sneak in to the. I just don't know what their schedule is.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the Hornets have the Blazers next,
No.
then the Clippers, then the Sixers.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
It's a wrap.
No,
It's a wrap.
No.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that sucks, man. They're actually a fun. Like I really wanted more out of that team.
Yeah, yo. I know.
Okay. Bucks. Who do they got the next 3?
Who?
Yeah, who do the Bucks have for the next 3?
The Bucks. The Bucks have the Clippers, the Heat, the Raptors. Oh, no way. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah,
Dude.
that's over. Yeah.
Hornets and Bucks. I'm sorry, they're out.
I wanted my boy AA to make the playoffs. All right. After last year,
2 years ago.
dude, I mean, come on, dude. One of the best players in the league. Like, dude, I feel so bad. I feel so bad.
Yeah, it's yeah, it doesn't look good. I actually am pretty much going to say the same thing. The Bucks and the Hornets.
Yeah.
The Bucks can surprise us though. I think they, if anything, they will be able to steal the 8th spot, and if they do, it's going to be from the Magic. But I think the Magic are really they're too gelled together now. They've had a couple of off games, but I think they're really with their big 4 between Daniel and Hamza and Professor. I think they'll be fine. Okay, the Hornets. Wait,
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the Hornets. I actually ahead of the season. And I think it was you two guys in particular that hyped up Sajjad Casey a lot. And the guy's probably a really cool dude, but he did not meet the hype level that you gave him.
Really? I feel like no, dude. He actually surprised me because I'm gonna be honest. We played in pickup and stuff, and everyone was like, "Yo, this kid's good," and I was like, and just me being who I am, I'm like, "All right, well, I'm gonna give it to this kid." You know what I mean? And no, he's not bad, bro. I saw him play in the season a couple of days.
He's not bad, but
he's pretty good. If you see some of the highlights and you see some of the stuff he's doing, dude, he's a solid player. I'd love to have him on my team. I'll put it to you like that.
Maybe it was just me, but I thought he was you. After the conversations ahead of the season, I was like, "Oh, this kid's Shahruk's level," and I just wouldn't put him at that point.
Okay.
So he's definitely not there.
Yeah.
Look, he's averaging 13 points and 6 rebounds a game.
That's solid.
So
yeah,
solid. I mean, he's a solid 2nd round pick. Syed Ali was the 1st round pick.
It was first round pick. Yeah.
So not bad. I mean, he is delivering.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say the biggest problem with the Hornets is that between him, Syed Ali, and Mehdi Joffrey, half of their games, at least 1 or 2 of those guys were missing. Mm-hmm. But this past week, they lost to the Spurs without Shahrukh. And their whole their top guys were all there.
True.
So I don't know what happened, but
True.
So I know what happened. Kyrie Uther came out.
Yeah.
That's what.
he did.
That
he
is
did.
what happened.
Yo,
Wow.
I was, Reg, I was telling Shark this. I think Kyrie Uther had one of the best moves I've ever seen in the history of this league.
Yeah.
Like, Shark has done some crazy things. A lot of other players have done some crazy things. This guy, by far, had like one of the most beautiful
Dude.
moves I've seen.
Was it the crazy like spinning 3-pointer that he did?
That was
Not the three-
that's up there.
that was-
That's up there too.
That which because I watched that whole game, but I can't remember which one.
So he went to the
That-
left. He went to the left. I think he crossed over, and then he hit them with a shimmy. All right, and then he had a fadeaway bucket. It was nice. It was
Oh, man.
smooth.
Damn, all right, I probably misread it. What?
Honestly, I'd be surprised if that's not the top player.
Oh my god.
So here's the thing, just very quickly, going back to the Bucks.
Yeah,
I just don't think they pull out because the Magic probably have an easier schedule now for the next 3
They do.
games. They played all the tougher teams, and they have the head-to-head against the Bucks.
Yeah.
I still think they might blow at least 2 of these games. It's the Kings, the Spurs, and the Clippers.
Okay.
I think they're going to lose to the Kings. The Spurs could go either way. Clippers could go either way, but
yeah. I think the Clippers destroy them. All right. I think the Spurs.
Yeah, agreed.
Spurs is going to be a close game. And I think the Kings beat them if Hussein's there because Hussein is a cheat code. He shouldn't even be in this league.
Oh, speaking of which, how did Gayur end up on the Kings last week? Did we figure
Dude,
that out?
I have no clue.
He's the reason we almost lost.
Dude, he's
He is. He is.
Basically, I think they were just down a couple of players that asked if they could make a sub. I didn't agree to Gayur. I was about to get on a flight, so Ali Shah said that this person will be a certain level or below. Next thing I know, it's Gayur, and then Gayur starts playing like him.
bro. Like what?
Him.
Oh my goodness,
Man, he had like the first 7 points for them.
he did.
Dude.
Yeah, it was wild.
What?
That game was insane. All right, real quick before we move on to the next segment, who do you guys think is going to take the number 1 spot? Do you think it's going to be the Blazers? Do you think a different team's going to sneak it out from them? I can give you their schedule if you need.
Like, are you talking about before playoffs and all that?
But I'm talking about like who's going to be number 1 at the end of the season before playoffs in the 3 games left.
So this is what's going to happen. So the Blazers and the Raptors play next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Raptors are number 2 and Blazers are number 1 right now.
Yeah,
I think the Raptors
not this upcoming week, the following
right,
week.
and I think the Raptors are going to
Yeah.
beat the Blazers. Blazers are going to be number 2. Raptors are going to be number 1. That's what's going to happen. And then, am I allowed to give a prediction for the finals, or is that too early in this podcast?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay.
Get there. The Raptors have the Heat, the Blazers, and the Bucks.
Yeah, dude.
So the question is, you don't think the Heat can
No.
stand up to the
No.
Raptors? Interesting.
I really don't, dude. Okay. Anything's possible in this league. Any team can beat any team.
Of course. Of course.
Dude, the Raptors are just on a different level from what I've seen. Like from the eye test, from
Fair.
seeing Solak, MVP caliber right now. All right, we're going to get to that. Mo, one of the best additions to this league, hands down, top 5 player in this league.
Yeah.
Whether he's a rookie or not, dude, he is a beast. I know ballers. This kid can ball. He's great athlete, great basketball player. I mean, dude, Raptors, yeah, dude.
I mean, you got me blushing here, man.
And you know what it is, dude? I hate complimenting Abbas, and I just realized, like, I just gassed his team up. You know what I mean? Like, that's how much I'm kind of impressed by the Raptors with it, you know? That's just, it is what it is. They're playing well.
Here's what's wild about these guys. So you got Solak and Mo, who've stepped up big time. We've been shorthanded almost every game. We've only had 6 guys or 7 guys almost every game. So I feel pretty good about us going up against the Heat. And, you know, the clear mismatch there is height. Like, the height difference between us and them is so drastic. And, Reg, I think I'm going to be announcing it here. I'm back this week.
Oh, dang.
Limited minutes.
Game changer.
So, I mean,
Back.
that's tough, man.
That is true.
Those guys are balling out, and Shark's right. Anything can happen in this league.
Now, I do want to say one thing, though. I love the Raptors, how they're playing, and I feel like the Heat have some momentum coming into this game. All right? They just won triple overtime. They beat the Blazers, the number 1 team. So I mean, dude, you can't knock how Sean Cosme's playing, how Faisal's playing, Imran,
Yeah.
Irfan. So I mean, I think I'm not going to say you guys are going to like destroy the Heat. I think it's going to be a close game,
Yeah.
and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but I think I mean, the Heat could win, but I just at the end, if I was a betting man, I was putting my money in FanDuel right now, I would be putting it on the Raptors, dude. Like
Yeah.
that's how I'm gonna say it.
All right. Since we got to talking about the Raptors and Heat, let's just do the next week's preview first, as the next part, and then we'll go from there. So, just to finish it off, yeah, I think with you being back this week, that is huge. Honestly, it could go either way. Faisal has been between Faisal and Sean, they've been killing it. I'm gonna hope your game does not go to overtime, because if it does, then you guys are done. Irfan's gonna take over, and they're gonna win
Just hit those
because he did that twice in a row.
That was nice, dude.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
But yeah, I think we got to go with the Raptors then for this week for that game. The second game for next week, let's talk about the Sixers versus the Spurs. Shahrukh, what do you think about your team in this one?
I mean, dude, I think we could. We're tough, dude. We're a tough squad. If we're firing on all cylinders like we did last game, all right, and we're feeding us in the paint, and we're playing defense, we're not turning the ball over, and we're doing things the right way, and they're listening to me, I think we could win this game.
Coach Shahrukh back? Is Coach Shahrukh
yeah, I'm
back?
going to be there Sunday. So you're going to hear me yelling. You're going to hear me yelling, rocking my sling. I'm going to be there.
Love it.
But, I know we could beat the Sixers, but look, it's the Sixers. It's ZJ. ZJ's playing like ZJ. He's on one right now. They got Morez. They got Zolfi. It's not going to be an easy game. I want us to win, but, I mean, you know what? We're winning, bro.
Abbas.
We're winning.
I hate to do this to you because you just gave the Raptors so much
Yeah,
love.
dude. It's all good.
And I know what the Sixers
Yeah.
can do because I experienced it firsthand. I gotta go with the 76ers this game.
Yep.
Okay. I think it'll depend on what the Spurs chemistry is like, right? Like if they play the way that they played against the Hornets this past week, I think that the Sixers are gonna have a tough time. But having watched the other Spurs games from previously, a boss out there is not always on, playing like he did this past week. A lot of times Thorab will do silly things and try and just basically go up against four guys and try and shoot this very low percentage shot. And so if they're not coached well by Coach Shahrukh, I don't know if they have a chance.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna give this week to the Sixers.
Yeah, unless we get Kyrie Uther, there's no way.
Yeah, I feel you.
All right, next game is Hornets Blazers. I think I'll just go ahead and say that this one's pretty much going to be one-sided. Yeah. Even if the Hornets have all their guys, I don't think none of them play defense well enough to really stop the very good chemistry and passing game of the Blazers. I think this one's going to be pretty one-sided.
100%. It's going to be one-sided. Plus the Blazers coming off a loss like that, you already know they're coming for blood. So they don't care who's in front of them. It could be a team of 6-year-olds. They're going to be out there going crazy. Hassan Baye is going to be screaming, going crazy. His energy is unmatched. I mean, it's going to be a bloodbath, dude, Sunday. I'm telling you.
Adnan to just rip off his shirt at the end. I see temperamental lose it.
We're all hating on the Hornets, and I feel like that's the sort of thing that Mehdi Joffrey needs to get excited and pumped.
That's right.
So we'll see. Yeah.
I hope. Honestly, you get the whole "you can't see me."
Oh my God! Damn,
that was great. That was great.
Abbas taking a page out of Reggie's book, dude.
I love that. I need to see him ball like one of the best players in the league, which he has.
He does, man. He does.
Yeah. Let's go with the Kings and the Magic.
Ooh, this is gonna be good.
I think, like Shahrukh said, it depends on who the Kings bring to the game. I think if Hassan's there, it's a definite Kings win. I think if Hassan's not there, there's still a pretty good chance that the Kings can pull this out. I don't know. I mean, it depends. Sometimes Hamza just kind of goes off. Sometimes Haider goes off. He's due for a good game, which I thought he'd have last week. He still had a decent game last week, but but it was definitely not his best. We'll see. The Magic tend to be very streaky, so we'll see if they're playing well or if they're not playing well. What do you guys think?
So I think this game's going to be a battle, but I'm gonna go with the Magic on this
Okay.
one. I think they've started to figure out how to play together. I haven't seen the tape from the Bucks game, but the fact that they beat the Bucks when the Bucks were full strength tells me a lot. So
By like 2 points.
I know. The
Yeah.
fact is they pulled through. They've had a few close games. They went to overtime against the Heat. So maybe I think it's gonna be a battle, but the Magic are coming up.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this. I think the Kings have the best motor in the league. I don't think anybody's running with them. A bunch of young guys, and they're all friends, so their chemistry's there. It's all right. Look, dude, it's tough to beat a team when you're all boys, dude. Because there's something about it when you're playing with your friends and dude, they're all good friends. There's something about it. It's tough to beat them. Crazy energy. Now, if Hussein is there, I don't think the Magic are winning. No offense to the Magic, but I mean, they got Professor is the best big man in the league, unguardable in my opinion. I would hate to be a big man guarding him. I would just, if I'm like, they're like, you're guarding Professor, I'd be like, all right, bro, take me out the game. I don't feel like doing that. I think it's going to be a battle. I was going to say the Kings, but I think the Magic come out on top. Yeah, I do.
All right.
Okay. No, it should be a good game for sure. And then the last one is Clippers and Bucks. Yeah, I'll let you guys go first on this. Shahrukh, take it.
See my face right now?
I already know what I want to say, so you guys go ahead.
I think the Clips. I think the Clips, dude. The Clips got it. Bucks, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Okay, look, dude. I'm gonna say this though. I think the Bucks can win if AA drops 40 points.
I was literally
If
about to
AA
say
goes
that.
like Jordan mode and just is like, I'm gonna go off. I think he can do it. Imagine he gets 40, Ali Mirza gets 10, Assad gets 5, Nabil gets 5, and that's just being conservative. Like, I mean, that's a good number. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they should. That's what they should do. If they do that, yeah, they can win.
So here's the thing: this is a must-game win for the Bucks. Look, if they don't beat the Clippers, they're pretty much out of the playoffs, especially with us having the Magic win. So I expect the Bucks to come in hot, and I'm excited to see that Nabil and Raza matchup.
Ooh.
I think there is three happening, so maybe they cancel each other out, and then the game becomes all about AA versus Saad, and that's what it's going to come down to. And I think for the Bucks to win, AA, you're right, needs to score 40, and they need to keep Saad under 25.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, I think the Clippers have an overall just better team, right? Like they have players that work better together. It's not dependent on one or two guys. I mean, granted, Saad is their leader, but I mean, Mazahir can contribute, Sami can contribute, Raza is there. They will find ways to score, especially against a Bucks team that every single game you watch them, their defense falls apart as you get further and further into the game. So I think that's going to happen here again too. If AA goes off, great. I mean, the Bucks definitely need to win this. Even the Clippers need to win this. So I think the desperation is there for both teams. I think the Clippers are going to take it, though.
I agree.
All right. Well, that rounds up the upcoming week. Let's take it to our final segment before we go with who we think at this point is going to win the championship. But let's talk about who we think is going to win the awards. First off, let's talk about Rookie of the Year. Now, just to clarify, Rookie of the Year, I'm pretty sure, is somebody who's not played in this league before. And so that is going to be who is eligible for that trophy. So, Shahrukh, who do you think is going to pull away with that one?
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna preface it by saying this on my, a guy on my team, Abbas out there, he's up there too. All right, but I think Mo on the Raptors is winning it. It's just not close. In terms of consistency and the numbers he's putting up, week in, week out, there's no debate. It's Mo. It's Mo.
Yeah.
And then my guy, Abbas.
To clarify,
Abbas out there.
Arthur,
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So you know this one's near dear to my heart because this is what I got last year. But yeah, it just makes me even happier that this is going to go to potentially going to go to a fellow
Come on.
teammate. I think it's Mo Siddiqui, and I think it's everyone else after that. The way he's coming to the league and has consistently been a top tier guy, I think, really, really separates him. But some close mentions, I think, would be obviously Abbas. I think Hassan Khan is up there too in fifth verse.
Mm-hmm.
So those are
And
two other
Ali
guys.
Mirza.
Oh yes, of course, Ali Mirza. But
Yeah.
only thing about Ali Mirza, I just haven't
True.
seen him play enough. I think he's played like a total of 2 games,
True.
maybe 3. So
Yeah.
that really hurts his candidacy for
Chances. Yeah, no, I think these are all good calls. I think if we look at we'll have, obviously it'll take a lot of the season stats, or it'll take the season stats in, like, everyone's going to take that into account in order to decide kind of where this ends up going. But Mo Siddiqui is, again, I think you guys are right, the obvious choice. Though I would say Hassan Khan's right up there with him, you know?
He
Like,
is.
I don't know. I mean, like, Hassan Khan's, like, been, like, basically, like, either this lead, or either his team's lead scorer or, like, second highest guy in at least 2 or 3 of the games. So he's right
Is that
up
right?
there.
He's a leading scorer for the Blazers?
For the Blazers.
I did not know that.
So I mean, but granted, he's basically played every week. Like Farhan
Okay,
only played
all
like
right.
1 or 2 weeks. Adil like only scores like 6 or 8 points a game. Kumail, I think, might actually be out on top. Honestly, I'd have to go back and check, but I think Hassan's their leading scorer, so it's very possible.
The other crazy thing about Hassan Khan is he has one of the highest field goal
Percentages, right?
Yeah, like he's like 55%. And the only person beating him is his own teammate, Farhan. I mean, granted, it's like a sample of 2 or 3 games.
All right, we got
Yeah.
to drug test him
And
ASAP.
Yeah. Gold,
all right, yeah. Who do you think is going to go home with the most improved player of the year award?
This is easy. For
For me too.
Yeah.
Sean
Yeah.
100%.
John Cosman.
It's not even.
This kid, okay, actually, neither of you guys are there the first season when Sean was the captain of the Dallas Mavericks, and he was, like, by far the worst guy on that team. Like, he definitely hyped himself up, but he was, like, out of their starters at least, like, he was the worst guy. It was him, Faisal, and the 2 Mehdi brothers. I don't know if you guys remember them, but he hyped himself up a lot, and he, like, didn't meet that at all. And then last season he was decent, but this season I don't know what happened. It's like he took some steroids and then has basically become dominant because he's basically right there, behind Faisal in terms of his team's, like, stats.
You know what his steroids were? Shark, do you want to
What
talk
were
about
they?
what his steroids were?
Oh,
Shark's
yeah, okay.
workout plan. So Shark,
True. Yo, look, it's up to these guys to do it, but I love these South Jersey kids. All right, I kind of took them under my wing, and I'm like, I'd love to help out. They've trained with me before. They've worked out around me, with me, whatever. Sean Cosme, he's got a great work ethic. His kid's always in the gym. He's always down to shoot around, always down to play. So I love seeing stuff like that because I was the exact same way. There was a point in time where, like, if I was going to go work out, I wouldn't even bring my ball kicks because I knew that I wouldn't work out because I'd end up playing basketball. That's the kind of dude Sean Cosme is like. And this is what happens when you put in the work and, you actually practice what you preach, you're going to ball out. And this kid's doing that. So.
Nice. So it seems like it's pretty
100%.
there.
Sean's got it.
Yeah. All right, then let's move on to the next one, which is who do you think is going to win the Defensive Player of the Year?
I mean, I don't know. It's easy for me, bro. I don't think anyone's going to take – I think Hussein's going to win it 2 years in a row. This dude's wild. Blocking everything. He will lock your best player on your team, and he'll average 24 blocks a game and just smile because he's such a nice guy. Like, that's so disrespectful to me. Don't smile at me when you beat me. He's a great guy, but he's winning that, dude. He's winning Defensive Player, hands down.
So I think it's a little bit more closer than that. I maybe the stats aren't done, but I only see Hussein averaging 3 blocks a game. I mean, that's not only. He's averaging 3 blocks a game. But vice versa, Ahmed Ali is averaging 4 steals a game. So defensively, Ahmed Ali has really stepped up this year. I don't remember what his stats were like last year for a defensive perspective, but he's definitely up there too. I think we have yet to see the best of Hussein. So Hussein could most likely will be up there, but I don't think it's like you know how we're so sure about Sean Ghazni. I still need to see
how many steals does Hussein have?
But Hussein not even in the top.
Oh, for real?
10.
However many it is.
He's the 10th. He has 9 steals.
Okay.
Another honorable mention is ZJ, but he's in another
I got him in
category.
Yeah.
So I would say Ahmed Ali's up there, but then Ahmed Ali vice versa. He's like top 18 in blocks. So it just depends on what you. But as a presence, I think Hussein gets it.
I was thinking Ahmed Ali too, just because of how many. I feel like he steals the ball like at least 2 or 3 times a game. Actually, his steals per game is 4.2, which is nuts to think about.
Here's a crazy stat. So both these guys that we're mentioning, one had 12 blocks against a certain team, and the other had like 12 steals against that same team. I wonder who that team is.
I don't know. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Crazy, man.
It's probably not the Spurs. It can't be the Spurs.
No.
But actually, one person, if he was around more of the season, who could have won it, Haider. I don't know if you guys watched this past week, but the dude had steals, and even he blocked Mehdi Joffrey, or was it? Yeah, I think he blocked Mehdi Joffrey in one game, at one time, and it was just he looked like he was on point, defensively. So
he doesn't get tired. Dude, he does not get tired. He'll play 5 games a day and then run 14 miles and then climb a mountain and then be like, yo, we playing pickup somewhere? Like, this kid, he doesn't get tired.
Yeah, man. He's built different. What about Offensive Player of the Year?
So, I've been thinking about this a lot because I had this guy up in my MVP category. And it may change. It may change by the end of the year. But I think based on just midseason performance, for me, it would have to be Faisal. Faisal is my Offensive Player of the Year.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. That's actually mine. Yep.
Okay. So I'm actually going to take this one opportunity to call out On Merchant, who thought I was crazy for at week 2 in the season saying Faisal's going to win Offensive Player of the Year.
Ooh.
And he thought Farhan was going to win, and Farhan came twice, so I clearly not. But I actually, the only thing is that I might have Faisal in the MVP category as well. So what I'll say is between Faisal and Zan Joffrey, I think Zan Joffrey is going to take Offensive Player of the Year because he's killing it. I mean, he's leading league he's leading league in points. He's leading league in assists. Granted, defensively he's playing well too, and that could put him in the MVP conversation. But I think it might depend on what happens with the Heat. But I think Faisal has brought the Heat into a conversation that he shouldn't have been in, and that is what makes him MVP caliber. Whereas ZJ should have been in the conversation for MVP, but the Sixers are struggling not struggling, but they're doing worse than where they should have been. So I think that I give ZJ Offensive Player of the Year, and I give Faisal MVP, and we'll just use that as a transition to who you guys think is going to take the MVP.
Want me to go?